Hello, welcome to Pilates with you. This is a 25-minute no standing full body workout. I'll be using a set of 3-pound hand weights. If you don't have those, that's okay. You could do without them, or you can go ahead and grab 2 water bottles. We're going to begin by waking up the abdominals. So you're going to go ahead and sit down facing the front end of your mat, bringing your weights and setting them off to the side alongside of your hips, bending your knees, keeping your feet on the floor. Grab hold of your thighs. You're going to start to exhale and roll back as far back as you can without letting go of your thighs. And then inhale, stacking your spine back up. You can pull your chin and chest up for a slight back bend. And repeat, rolling back. Then tucking your chin in towards your chest as you roll back up to vertical. Exhale, tucking your pelvis forward, start to roll back. Belly button pulls back towards your spine, rolling a little deeper. And then inhale, rolling back up. Exhale, last time, rolling back. And then the inhale, the next time you roll up, you're going to grab hold of your weights. You're going to stretch your arms out in front of you, shoulder height. Exhale, tuck your pelvis, start to roll back. Repeating the same thing, just with the arms forward. And then inhale, roll back up, keeping your arms straight out in front of you. And repeat, exhale, roll it back. Arms stay straight out in front of you. And then roll up. On this next one, you're going to exhale, round down. You're going to bend your elbows back and then stretch your arms forward. We're going to take these 3 times for each set. The next time you stretch your arms, you're going to roll back up, sitting up tall to reset, and then exhale, tuck your pelvis to roll back. 3, 2, 1. Stretch the arms, lift back up, and repeat. Rolling back, sending the ribs back, bending the elbows for 3, 2, rolling up. One more time, exhale, roll it back, 3 pumps with the arms, pulling the ribs back. The next time you bend your elbows in, you're going to hold. From here, we're going to take rotation. So keeping the weights in front of your chest, you're going to twist over towards the left, and then twist over towards the right. Make sure you're breathing, so with every twist, take an exhale. Come to center, inhale, exhale, twist. Challenge yourself to find the back of your mat. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Rolling back up, sitting up tall to reset, and we're going to repeat. Rounding back down, going back into our twist. Don't forget to breathe. See if you can roll back a bit deeper. We're here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're going to come back to center. You're going to round back up. You're going to stretch your arms and legs out in front of you, sitting up tall. Flex your feet. You're going to exhale, round all the way down onto your mat. Bone by bone, taking your time, letting your upper spine fall at the last moment. Once you've made it all the way down, you can readjust yourself so that your body is on the mat. Continuing with the abs, you're going to stay with your spine on the mat. You're going to lift your right arm up and lift both of your legs to tabletop. Try your best to keep your toes in line with the knees. You're going to take your left hand and place it up against your right. Left leg is going to stretch forward as the right arm reaches back towards your mat alongside your ear, and then bring everything back in. Try to keep the shoulder blades off the ground the whole time if you can. If the arm is too much, if it's giving you too much neck pain, just keep it down on the floor. Focus on the leg. Belly button is pulling back, so we're avoiding any arching in the lower spine. 4 more. Bringing the leg as low as you can down towards your mat. 3, 2. Next time your left leg is straight, you're going to hold it out. Right arm is going to come hovered over the mat about an inch away. Left hand is going to come behind the head. Exhale, rotate towards your right leg. And then when you return back to center, shoot the right leg to meet the left, and then bend it back in as you rotate. Modification is to keep both knees bent. 4 more. 3. We're going to finish off with a burn. Final 2. On this last one, you're going to hold. We're going to pulse. Right shoulder lifts an inch higher. Touch the knee with your elbow. You're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stay and hold. We're going to finish off with bicycle twist. And switch, switch. We're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice work. I know that burned. Bend your knees in towards your chest. Take deep breaths. Going into the other side, you're going to take your weight onto your left hand and reach your arm up towards the ceiling. Legs are going to return back to tabletop. Right hand is going to press up against your left thigh. Exhale to lift your head, neck, and shoulders up. Right leg reaches forward, left arm reaches back and down. Welcome to drop the weight. If it's too much, you can keep both hands back behind your head, or keep your head down the whole time and keep your hands on the mat. 4 more. 3. Really press your right hand onto your thigh. 2. Last one, you're going to keep your right leg straight and hold. Left hand is going to come alongside your hips. You're going to take your right hand, place it behind your head, and rotate towards your left leg. Check out your hips and make sure both hip bones are stabilized. Pulling your sit bones down even as you twist. So you want to twist from your chest. Final 3. Keep going. 2. Find your biggest twist, you're going to hold. Here comes the pulses, so pulling your right shoulder up towards your left knee. You're here for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop your left weight, bring your hand back behind the head. Bicycle switches to finish. You're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, you're going to hold. Bend your knees in towards your chest and rest. Moving on into our glutes, you're going to bring your feet down onto the floor and press your palms down, or hold onto your weights as we're going to pick them up in a minute. Pressing both feet flat on the ground, you're going to start to tuck your pelvis and roll your hips up into your bridge, pushing your knees forward over your toes. Feeling the stretch in the fronts of the hips, squeezing your glutes at the top, and then exhale, you can roll it down. Take an inhale at the bottom, and then exhale, roll back up. Continue to articulate the hips up and down on your own timing. And when you're ready, you can take your weights and reach your arms up towards the ceiling with the palms pressing forward. Take an inhale at the bottom and a baby arch by sticking your tailbone down towards your mat, and then tuck your hips up towards the ceiling as you roll your hips up. Challenge yourself to bring the fronts of your hips up as much as you can and lift up higher each time as best as you can. The next time you bring your hips up, you're going to stay and hold. We're going to go into a combo. Drop your hips halfway down as you bend your elbows out towards the sides, bringing the weights towards your chest, and then press everything back up. We have 8, 7 more. 6, give your glutes a good squeeze at the top. Make sure your ribs are pulling in towards each other, so no arching in the lower spine as you push your hips up. We have 3 more. Last 2, a little bit higher. 1 more, you're going to stay and hold. Keeping your arms straight, you're going to take pulses with the hips for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, belly button pulls back, protect your lower back, 3, 2, 1, stay and hold. Final challenge in your bridge, keeping the hips lifted, spin the palms to face in towards each other, fly your arms open, and then bring them back to close. 7 more. 6, think about pushing the knees forward. 5, if you need to roll the hips down, you're more than welcome to. Final 3. Last 2. And 1. Keep the palms together. You're going to exhale, roll all the way down. As soon as your tailbone strikes the ground, you're going to float both legs up to tabletop position. We're going to go back to abdominals. Keeping your legs up, you're going to lift the chin and chest up, bringing the weights over your knees. Drop the chest and the toes down away from each other, and then curl back up. For those with neck pain, keep the head, neck, and shoulders down and focus on the legs. For those with any lower back pain, you can keep your feet on the ground and focus on lifting and lowering the chest. 4 more. These are really tough. You don't have to drop your legs all the way down if that doesn't feel good to you. Last 2, pull the chest up an inch higher. Try to bring the weight towards your toes as best as you can. Last one, you're going to stay and hold. We're going to set up for frog, so keep your feet together and open your knees apart. You're going to stretch the knees as you fly the arms open. Return to starting position and repeat. Lengthen the legs forward, point the toes, fly the arms open. bend the knees, close the hands back together. Really squeeze the inner thighs together at the end and point the toes. 4 more. See if you can extend the legs a little lower. 3, 2, belly button pulls back. Last one, you're gonna hold. Drop the weights and bring your palms down against the mat for support. Begin to crisscross your legs as fast as you can and keep them at a height that feels challenging for you. You're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend your knees, hug your knees in towards your chest and take a rest. You could take a couple of rocks from side to side, and then when you're ready, drop your feet down onto the mat. And then stretch your arms alongside your body and reach your fingertips towards your heels and make sure you're able to tickle your heels. Once you've gotten into position, on your exhale, you're going to start to lift your hips up and then reach your right leg up towards the ceiling, point the toes, stretch the legs. From here, with the straight leg, lower your leg down on your inhale and then exhale, pull the leg back up. Make sure your hips are leveled. Every time the leg comes down, see if you can pull the toes away from your hip as far as possible. If you need to keep your right knee bent, keep it at a 90-degree angle. 4 more. 3, 2, 1 more. Keep the right leg lifted. From here, drop the hips halfway down. Bend your right knee so that your right ankle taps your left knee, and then bring everything back up. 6 more. We're really trying to burn out that left glute. 5, 4. Make sure your right hip stays lifted. If you need some support, you can also place your hands underneath your glutes. Last 2. You got it. Push through. 1 more. Keep the right leg straight and hold. We're going to pulse to finish. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right leg stays where it is as you roll the hips down. Curl head, neck, and shoulders up to catch your leg at the top. Stretching your bottom leg forward, keeping it at a hover. Keeping your abdominal curl, we're going to go into scissor kicks. Switching from right to left. Try to grab as far towards the toes as possible. You can bring your hands underneath your sit bones for extra support, and you're more than welcome to drop the head and bend the knees. For extra challenge, stretch your arms forward, fingertips are reaching towards the bottom edge of your mat. Final 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees in towards your chest and take a rest. Now going into the left side, you're going to bring your feet down onto your mat, bring your palms down. From here, you're going to press your hips up back into your bridge and hold. Extend your left leg up towards the ceiling with the toes pointed. Keep the leg straight if you can. Lower the leg down towards your mat and then exhale, pull the toes back up. Make sure your left hip bone is pulling all the way up towards the ceiling, giving your right glute a good squeeze. 5 more. See if you can challenge yourself to really press down against your right heel to press your hip bones up. Try to bring your glutes as far away from the floor as best as you can. Last 2. And 1. Drop the hips halfway down, bend the knee, and then extend the leg back up. Hips come halfway down, press the hips back up, straighten the leg. 6 more. 5. Really elongate the legs by pulling the toes as close to the ceiling as possible. 3. Can use your palms to help you press the hips up. 2. Last one. Keep the hips lifted and hold. Pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one and hold. Breathe out and slowly roll down. Keeping the left leg up, you're going to exhale to curl chest up. Extend your bottom leg out and then go into your scissor kicks. You can grab the leg as you catch the leg that's coming towards your chest. You can use your hands to pull yourself higher every time you catch your leg. You're going to take a slight pause here. You're going to bring your hands to the back of your neck. Legs are going to keep going, except now we're going to add a twist. Twist, twist. We're here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend your knees, hug your knees in towards your chest, and take a rest. So now we're going to transition to the other side. So when you're ready, you can go ahead and bring your feet down, grab hold of your weights, and stretch your legs forward. Reach your arms up towards the ceiling. You're going to either flex or point the toes, whatever feels best for you. From here, exhale, tuck your chin in towards your chest, and you're going to roll up. Try to keep your legs straight as you bow over your legs, keeping your arms at about shoulder height. Sitting up tall, you're going to exhale, start to roll back down onto your mat. Go as slow as you can, going vertebrae by vertebrae. Once your head touches the floor, you can reach your arms back up towards the ceiling, and then repeat, tuck your chin in towards your chest, rolling back up. Pushing your arms forward towards your toes, bow over your thighs. Sitting up tall to reset, tuck your pubic bone forward as you exhale, roll down. One final time, you're going to take an inhale at the bottom. Exhale, blow all the air out as you roll up, bone by bone. The next time you bow over your thighs, you're going to drop your weights. Take your hands and grab onto your toes and take a forward fold stretch. Bend your knees as needed. If your hamstrings allow it, start to bend one knee and then really press the opposite leg forward so you get an extra stretch on that hamstring. I'm bending from right to left and taking a slight rock of the hips from right to left. Do whatever feels good for you. Let's take a moment to stretch it out. Now when you're ready, you're going to slowly make your ways back to vertical. We'll only need one weight now. So you can set one of your weights aside. We're going to take one of your weights with you and you're going to rest onto your left elbow and left hip. So now the weight is going to come onto your right hand. You're going to stack your legs one on top of the other at a 90-degree bend. Make sure your left elbow is right underneath your left shoulder. Now we're going to go into a glute oblique combo. So you're going to pick your hips up as your right leg and arm stretch down towards your mat. Carefully lower down and repeat. For a little added challenge, see if you could keep your right leg at a hover the whole time. If you need a modification, keep your hips down. 4 more. 3, really press down against your elbow to pick your hips up. Try to create a lot of space between your bottom ribs and the floor. We got one more and you're going to stay and hold. Time for a combo. Drop the hips, leg goes back as the arm goes forward. And then as the hips come up, arm and leg switch. Drop the hips, arm goes forward, leg goes back. Pick the hips up and then switch. Make sure you're really breathing through it. This is where it gets very challenging. If you need to keep the hips down, please do so. We got about 2 more. Try to stay with me as best as you can. We have a short hold at the end, so stay with me. The next time you come up, you're going to have your arm and leg in line with your body, and we're holding here for 4. 3, lift up a little higher, and then big exhale, let everything back down. Great job, that was a toughie. So now in the next one, we're going to go into a full side plank. If you need, you can keep your bottom knee down onto your mat for support. Right hand is going to hold the weight and left elbow is going to remain down onto the mat. Stretch your legs down and come up into your side plank. Right arm is going to reach up towards the ceiling. Take an inhale here. On your exhale, you're going to twist down as you thread your right arm through your left. Untwist and float your right leg up. Lower it down and repeat. Twist, reach up, kick the leg up, repeat. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Stay in your side plank with the legs together. Pulse your hips up to finish for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Carefully lower down and take a rest. Nice work. From here, you're going to keep your weight towards the center of your body. And then you're going to keep your hands and knees down onto the floor. And we're going to start to take some cat-cow stretches. Inhale to arch your spine, pulling the chin and chest up, sticking your tailbone up. And then exhale, reverse the direction of your spine as you curl up like a candy cane. Do whatever feels good for you at this moment. If you want to take some circles, go for it. And then when you're ready, you're going to exhale and press back into your downward dog. I'm going to start to pedal out the feet so you can lift one heel up at a time as you push the opposite heel down onto the floor. Take deep breaths here so you can reset before we go into a short plank series. And again, just make sure your weight is somewhere in between your hands. Now you're going to press both heels down. You're going to then lift both heels up and you're going to exhale, roll forward so that you fall into your plank. Take an inhale at the bottom of your plank and then exhale, press back into your downward dog and repeat. Lifting the heels up as you roll your spine forward. Take an inhale at your plank and then exhale, push back into your downward dog and repeat. We got about 3 more, so just make sure it feels good on your spine, especially as you roll forward. Take your time to go bone by bone. Head is the last thing to pull forward, and then exhale, press back into your downward dog. Last time, unravel yourself forward into your plank, and you're gonna take your left hand, grab the weight, and then pull it towards your left. Then you're gonna reach your right hand towards the weight and then pull it towards your right, and keep switching from left to right. For modifications, just hold your plank, or you can lower your knees down onto the floor. We got about 5 more passes here. Challenge yourself to keep your hips as stable as possible. Imagine that there's a coffee cup on your back. Let's do 2 more passes. Make this your last one. Keep your weight off to the side, stay in your plank. We're holding here for 5. 4, stay strong. 3, push away from the floor. 1, drop the knees down. Big exhale, press back into your child's pose. When you're ready, you're going to make your ways up and you're going to grab your weight. We're going to go into the opposite side with our oblique and glute combo. So we're going to rest onto our right side and hip, making sure your legs are stacked on top of each other, rolling your hips forward, right elbow is underneath your right shoulder. Take an inhale. On your exhale, press the hips up and then stretch your arm and leg down towards the front edge of your mat and then control the way down and repeat. Think about pulling your top hip up towards the ceiling, creating as much space between your bottom ribs and the floor. 4 more. 3, try not to let the hips roll back. Keep the leg at the same height as your hips. 2. Last one, we're going to stay and hold. Going into our scissor combo, drop the hips as the leg goes back, arm reaches forward. Lift the hips up as the arm and leg switch, almost like a slow scissor motion. 4 more, maintain the control, you got it. 3, I know this burns a lot. Try to keep the leg up as best as you can. 2. After this last one, the arm and leg are going to meet in a line with your hip, and then we're going to hold here for 5, 4, 3, grow an inch taller before you come all the way down. Take a rest. Nice work. Catch your breath and take a sip of water. We're going to come down onto our elbow once more, and then we're going to go into our plank variation. Weight is coming back into your left hand. You're going to stretch your legs down, and then we're going to prepare for a side plank. Reach your left arm up, and then from here you're going to wrap your left arm through as you rotate down towards the floor. Lift the left leg up, and then repeat. You're welcome to keep your right knee down onto the floor for support. Focus on the rotation, bringing your left shoulder down, and then opening back up. Make sure we're avoiding any rib flares or arching in the lower back. Finishing off our last 2. Going into our final set, bringing the legs together, we're going to pulse to finish for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, grow an inch taller, 2, 1, and then slowly make your ways down with control. Take a moment, you're going to grab your weight, and we're going to turn to face the front of your mat. Place the weight so that it's in between your hands in your plank. Once you're happy with your weight placement, we're going to come into a quadruped position. Next, come up onto your plank, take an inhale, exhale, press back into your downward dog. We're going to repeat our roll forwards. So lift the heels up to roll into your plank. Inhale, and then exhale, push back into your downward dog. And repeat, lifting the heels up, exhale, roll forward. Inhale in your plank, exhale, press back, feel the stretch in your downward dog. Enjoy the massaging of your spine as you roll forward. On this last one, you're going to stay and hold in your plank. You're going to grab your weight with your left hand and you're going to rotate towards the left as your arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Come back to center and place the weight down. Drop your knees down, bend your elbows back for a push-up, and then take the twist to your right side with your weight. So we are taking plank with rotations with push-ups in between. If the push-up is too aggressive for you today, ditch the push-ups and focus on the planks. Final 3, really try to push through to the end. See if you could go lower in your push-up. Big exhale as you press up. Last 2. Keep breathing. One more rotation, really feel that chest open up. Coming back to center, last push-up. Big exhale and then push back into a well-deserved child's pose. Taking deep breaths here, so you really want to breathe into your back and then exhale, let all the air out. You should feel a nice opening, especially in your lower back and your shoulders. For the last bit of class, we'll be on our stomachs. So when you're ready, gently make your ways down onto your tummies. You can move your weights out of the way, although keep one close by. We're going to grab it in a minute. We're going to go into some baby cobra to warm up the spine. So you're going to keep your hands right next to your chest, press the tops of your toes down, and you're going to use your hands and toes to lift the chest up, and then exhale, roll it down. I like to think about rolling my chest down and pulling the top of my head away from my toes to create some space in my lower back. Take one more. So now we're going to grab our weight and you're going to hold it with both hands. If you're experiencing any back pain, keep your hands on the floor and don't use the weight. Now with your arms and legs straight with the weight overhead, you're going to take an inhale to float your arms and legs up, bringing the chest off the ground, and then exhale, lower everything down. And repeat, inhale to float the arm and leg up, and then exhale, control the way down. Avoid leading with the chin, you want to keep the back of the neck long. We got 2 more. And then on this last one, we're gonna stay and hold. Try to keep everything lifted. We're gonna end with flutter kicks for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop everything and relax. Amazing work. So we made it to the end. So we're gonna take a cool down to finish. You're gonna open your arms out to a YT, and we're gonna take a twisted stretch. So you're gonna take your right foot, cross it over towards the left so that the right hip is opened. You want to keep your right shoulder as close to the ground for a greater twist and to intensify the stretch. Now slowly transition to the other side. So you're going to return back to center and you're going to take your left foot, cross it over towards the right. You should feel a generous hip opening for your left side. Coming back to center, and then we'll take it one more time on each side. Really breathe into the stretch. On your inhales, you want to breathe into your ribs to expand as much as possible, and then exhale, let everything out. Pass through center and we'll take it to the other side. Coming back to center, we're going to open up into a full cobra to finish. So bring your hands back towards your sides. Extend your arms all the way if that's available to you. Inhale to lift the chest up, and then exhale, press back into a child's pose. Begin to walk your hands over towards the right. You can stack your left hand over the right, and then pull your hips towards the left for a greater stretch. Again, breathing into the left side of your ribs, and then exhale, going to the other side, stacking your right hand over your left, opening up the right side of your body. Coming back to center, stretch both arms forward as you bring both sit bones close to your heels. Let's take one big breath here all together. Take a big inhale, exhale, let all the air out. And then when you're ready, you're gonna slowly roll up to seated. And you guys are all finished. That was a really challenging one, so thank you so much for sticking with me to the end, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!